The Buzz Aldrin Learjet auction starts in 9 minutes, and to say I'm nervous is an understatement.
Before we hop into 421, I need to tell you two things. One, the It'll Be Fine shirts are back in stock at Saved at 310. We've been out for months, so we finally got them back in there. Thanks for your patience on that. And the hats, all the other stuff is back in stock. The second thing, everybody's asking me about the 310, the Silver Bullet. Is it dead? Is it that? Well, Twin Cessna Flyer Club, that organization, we as members are going to be restoring that to better than new, but it's going to take a while. It's going to take probably 5-7 years to do this, but it's going to be the best that it's ever been in its life. With that being said, let's get in Jessica. Let's fly over to Space Coast and go look at Buzz Aldrin's private jet and see if we can't maybe buy it because it's coming up for auction. Let's go.
I think I have an idea how much this is going to go for. It might go for really cheap, honestly, because it's just kind of a parts plane. At least that's the way it's advertised.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe how dusty and dirty this thing is. Look. Yeah, I need to go flying more. I've been trying to get that Aventura flying boat going that poor Jessica here has been forgotten about. So good pre-flight today, and I'm definitely going to be bringing a co-pilot on this journey. You guys know Devin. He got his multi-engine in Silver Bullet that we were just talking about. And you do know that we're restoring that airplane up at TAS with the Twin Cessna Flyer organization.
I want to see it fly again.
Good, okay. So he knew that. What he doesn't know is what you guys already know. We are going over to Space Coast Airport and look at Buzz Aldrin's Learjet that is up for auction tomorrow.
Wait, the one that's sitting on the ramp out there?
Yes.
I look at that one every time I'm there.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're gonna go look, check it out, and then maybe see if we can buy it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's gonna be cool.
I knew the weather was going to be bad, so right after takeoff, we immediately went into the soup, and it stayed that way the entire time. Look at this. Thankfully, after an uneventful 30-minute flight, we were all the way across Florida, ready to check some really cool stuff out. I've never been here, and I'm already overstimulated. Oh, dang. I mean, P6, 47, we got the steerman. We need this. This should be the new Jimmy's World. Gigantic helicopter. This place was so cool that we had to go up front and ask if we could get a tour before checking out Buzz Aldrin's Learjet.
As well. So that's the oldest one. After that, we have our World War I Fokker DR-1 Tri-Wing, otherwise known as a Red Baron. Manfred von Richthofen was the ace, the German ace, who I think he got about 17 or 18 kills in this aircraft of his 80 kills total in World War I. 1917 was when these were built. There were only about 320 of them built. Very maneuverable at the time, but it had some deficiencies as well. They built a lot of them quickly, and they found that some of them were falling apart in the air as well. So, but at the time they did some good work. Beautiful plane, well known for the Red Baron, and he did paint his aircraft red.
Is this a real one? Or
no, there are no real DR-1s in the world.
Okay.
There were only a few that survived World War I, and those were demolished, I believe, during World War II. They were all in museums in Germany, and they were obliterated during World War II. So there are some parts out there, and there are a lot, I don't know how many, there are replicas that are built, you can see on YouTube, they're really, really close to what these actually were. Even there's one that has a rotary engine in it. So yeah, they were all rotary, so the pistons spun along with the propeller.
Oh wow, yeah, because I saw you just moved it and it.
Yep, the whole thing moves. Isn't that crazy?
Whoa, that's wild.
A lot of torque.
That's a lot of weight spinning around.
Yeah, a lot of torque.
Holy cow.
They said they turned right, they rolled right better than they did left. So. Now, if you have questions about the F-18 Hornet, I can answer anything, because I flew that for the Marine Corps. But that was
Oh,
a
you
long
did?
time ago. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I
That's
haven't
pretty
flown one
neat.
for 25 years, but it's a good piece of gear. So, yeah, take your time. If you have the time, go through it. There's a lot of really interesting stuff that you can read about that. Let's see. Let's go into the main hangar. Oh, by the way, the upper deck up here, second floor, we have a classroom for STEM. They bring a lot of students in here, give them a lot of training and interest in aviation as well. And the archives for a lot of stuff is up there. I've been up there once. I'm not a smart guy, so my brain is already full.
And they're opening the door because the DC-3 or C-47 is getting ready to take off, right?
Is it?
That's
cool.
That's
so.
That's what they told me. It's
Is it
going to
flying
Georgia.
Yeah, that's the flagship of the Valiant Air Command. Tycho Bell is her name. Beautiful aircraft.
Tycho Bell?
Tycho Bell. Name comes from, this is the Titusville Airport. Well, it's called Space Coast Regional or something like that, but originally it was the Titusville County Airport, Tycho. So she's a Tycho Bell.
That is very cool.
And she has actual World War II combat experience. She was involved in D-Day, Operation Market Garden, was in the Berlin airlift as well.
Wow.
My favorite era, we have F-18 over there, the Hornet.
Yeah.
Mighty Hornet carrier-based twin engine. Go anywhere, do anything aircraft. Equally as good in air-to-air as air-to-ground. I have about 1,000 hours flying those. Carrier born, so you can get her anywhere in the world.
So I have a question for you on
Sure.
that. What was the scariest moment that you had flying one of those?
The Hornet, nothing too scary. Trainer jets, on the other hand, I was involved in a midair and had to punch out of a T2 Buckeye. But training took over, punched out, everything was fine. We all went on to get winged and do our duty.
So what happened that led up to that?
It was a 4-plane formation flight. I was a student at the time, flying the T2 Buckeye. I was solo at the time. The other 3 jets had instructors with them. We used to do some pretty high bank, about 60-degree angle of bank maneuvering in the T2s. And as a division,
formation?
Yeah, we had 4 jets. And at the time I was flying Dash 3, which is you have lead, Dash 2, 3, and then 4. And we switched places during the flight. At the moment of the accident, I was Dash 3. We had a turn into the section, which is you have lead, wing, me, and then another guy. We turned this way. Dash 2 came over and flew into me and rendered the jet unflyable. So I took a couple potatoes, tried to regain control. It wasn't happening, so I just punched out, and everything was fine.
Man, and the other guy punch out as well?
The instructor in the other jet punched he and the student out, and they were fine. Basically, everybody walked away, and we learned from it. Went on to you always debrief and learn from your mistakes, and so we continued training, and everybody, or the other student and I, both finished up and flew tactical jets for the Marine Corps after that. So
there you go.
Worked out well, but that was pretty scary. However, the training in our military is second to none, and you go through it so many times that it just becomes muscle memory. So it worked out well. F-16 Viper, or Fighting Falcon as everybody knows it, we call them Vipers. Great jet. Both of these jets have been around for a long time. As a matter of fact, they both started about the same time. The prototype YF-17 was against the YF-16 to win the Air Force's light fighter competition way back in the 70s. The Viper won out on that, but then the Hornet was developed into the F-18 for naval operations as well. But they're both extremely good fighters, but they fight different kind of fights. This is more of a 2-circle rate fighter, where the Hornet is a slow-speed radius fighter.
What do you mean 2-circle rate? What does that mean?
If you're in the visual arena and you're fighting 1v1 another aircraft, when you come together at the merge, when you pass, if you both cut across each other's tail, we call that a 2-circle fight.
Okay.
If one guy turns one and the other guy turns away, it's a 1-circle fight. So this is a rate fight. 2-circle is a rate fight. That's how many degrees you can pull per second across the horizon to get your nose back on your enemy to try and shoot him. A 1-circle fight is a radius fight. Who can get inside, turn a tighter corner inside. Hornet's much better at 1 circle. Viper's much better at 2 circle. I shouldn't say much better. The thing is, with a Viper, it's a 9G aircraft. The Hornet's a 7.5G aircraft. So if we're fighting a 2-circle fight, he's grunting a lot more trying to stay awake than we are. It's a lot tougher on him. I was based in Iwakuni, Japan. In Hornets, we used to fly over to Kunsan, Korea to flight with the Wolfpack. They're the 85th Fighter Squadron, something like that. The Pantons and Juvats, I don't know, it's 25 years ago, I don't remember it. But they would pay for our gas because the Air Force has a lot of money and the Marine Corps doesn't.
Yeah.
They pay for our gas, we could fight dissimilar. Instead of fighting the same guys in your squadron, you're fighting a different type of aircraft. So it was a lot of fun, and it was really, really good training for us. And so we'd go over there as often as we could and hang out with the Wolfpack, the Pantons and Juvats, and party with them. And they were great guys. They're, you know, the guys that are unaccompanied overseas without their families doing a lot of good work like this, it's, you know, take your hat off to them, because it's a fun life, it's very rewarding, but it's a lot of work and it's a lot of time away from home. So great Americans. What else we got in here?
They were getting ready to move that DC-3 out. However, I parked in the way, so now we have to try to figure out how to push this gigantic airplane so they can get their even more gigantic airplane out.
Nope, not happening. All right, we need help. Airplane is too big. Jessica needs to go on a diet.
Once I got some help, we got Jessica out of the way. Now they can get this beauty out and get ready to fly it. And we had a bonus gift. The fire department was here for a school, and they fired up the hoses, so we got to play around with that and see how the fire truck works. How cool of a trip is this?
Oh, he's driving in the middle. That's wild. Yes.
Once the fire truck left, we were able to get back in the hangar and finish our tour.
Tomcat, good piece of gear, but nothing compared to a Hornet. Sorry guys, I had Navy buddies that flew Tomcats, but they're targets. Okay.
Okay, what's that gigantic thing here?
That is a helicopter that is flown in last October. It was a minesweeper for the Navy. So it's one of our newest additions. They would tow these mine, I don't know, things, mine sleds, I think they called them. They would detect the mines that were out there, and then they could come in and blow them up. But it's pretty much intact since they got it here. Really no changes inside. Second largest helicopter in the world, I've been told.
I know, it's like, it is huge.
Of course, the Russians have the biggest. They have to do everything bigger.
So, of course.
It's just,
Of course.
that's the Ruskies.
That thing is just massive.
Yeah, it's a, I mean, the Marines fly these as well. It's a CH-53. I'm not sure what version they're up to, but the Marines have a 3-engine one. That's pretty new. You know, they can carry
three engines?
3 turbine engines on. Yeah, the ones that the Marines fly. I don't know
Good
if this one has
Lord.
3 or not. But,
Gosh, that is insane.
insane.
And we
This is a
got,
beautiful aircraft. B-25 Mitchell. Everybody knows the story of the Doolittle raid. This is the aircraft that did that, but you know, an incredible medium bomber during World War II. Went through all the, every theater of war. This did an incredible job.
and this one looks like it still flies.
It still flies, as a matter of fact. It had a little incident a few weeks ago where it had some damage on the nose, so they're fixing that right now. But yes, it does fly regularly. This one is privately owned.
Stored, retired, Simmer 63. It went down to Venezuela until they operated until the 70s, and it was there until 92.
Yeah, a lot of these
That's pretty
aircraft,
cool.
such as Tycho Bell, not only having served in World War II, D-Day, Market Garden, the Berlin Airlift. She was then sold, I think it was to Finland or Norway or something like that, and served as a VIP transport for the Queen. So they had the inside all decked out nice.
Oh,
and everything.
wow.
Yeah, so she's had quite the history. Been around the block a couple of times. Beach 18, there's a lot of these out there, gorgeous aircraft.
yes.
This one still flies.
Hey,
good piece
Devin,
of
you
gear.
want to get polishing on that? Get her dialed up?
Yeah.
Start now. I'll see you 2 years from now.
Yeah, I had a little Fat Boy Harley back in 1996, and it took me all weekend just to polish that. I can't imagine.
Yeah,
Get the whole crew out here.
I had a 55 310, just a straight 310, straight tail, and it was all polished. Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's punishment.
Yep. We've got Wildcat here.
Oh, cool.
Over there. This is a SPD Dauntless bomber.
Yeah.
I don't know much about these except they have the big, speed brakes, so when they're in that 60-degree dive, they can keep the airspeed down a bit.
Now, does this one
has combat experience. It was in the bottom of a lake somewhere or something, and this is the real paint job. So they painted the rest of it, but that's original.
So they found this one in the bottom of a lake?
I believe so. This one I know they did. Now this one...
What?
Yeah, this Wildcat has a really, really cool story to it. It was doing carrier qualifications up on Lake Michigan or something like that, and they had a flat top converted paddle wheeler they were using for a deck to practice off of. The guy took off, lost the engine, ditched it, he survived, and it stayed underwater for like 50 years. Finally they pulled it out, restored it to this condition. They started looking for the pilot. He lived nearby here. So they actually hooked him up with the plane.
What?
After all that time, yeah.
Oh, that's why. Oh, Ocala, Florida.
Yep, there's the whole story about him right there.
Oh, wow. That's pretty stinking cool.
Pretty cool plane, early
That is
World War
pretty cool.
II aircraft. It was a good piece of gear. They had some troubles with the Mitsubishi Zero, fighting them until the Hellcat came out, but they were finding tactics that worked with the Wildcat against them, and they still had a pretty good record against them. Very simple aircraft. I was told that the wing fold mechanism, remember those old rubber erasers, how they have that edge on them? That the guy got the idea looking at that you could just make the wing fold with those type of angles off of it. And it's completely manual. It's got a lanyard back here.
It's manual?
Yeah.
He just cranks that thing? It's not a
No,
hydraulic or anything?
You don't even crank it. It's just you unlatch it, and the guy can swing it out.
What?
And this crank right here is just to lock it in place. This is a crank just to lock it.
Oh.
Right there. When that comes off, the little flag comes down. Isn't that amazing?
Holy cow.
Very simple.
Wow.
Now, the landing gear does have a crank inside that you had to crank it something like 20-something times to get the gear up and down. And I was told that the pilots would invert to, take the G or use
That'd be a
negative
lot
G
easier,
to
yeah.
help it crank it. And also in the brake, they would just flip the crank and let it pull out with centrifugal force.
So it was manual from the beginning. It wasn't a electric over hydraulic or anything.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they said the right arm was a lot stronger than the left arm.
Yeah.
Cranking. So, what is this? A Panther or a Cougar or something? I'm not sure.
F9, F5,
You guys know?
something. Navy, got the hook there.
Everybody knows what a Piper Cub is, right?
Yeah.
This is the military version of the Piper Cub, the L4J. And back in World War II, the whole story's right there, but this guy named Cunningham, flying liaison flights, forward-looking reconnaissance type down at the front, he was tired of just watching, so he hooked bazookas up to the plane, had 6 of them on there, and he'd go out and shoot tanks with them. Yeah, he has a record of kills. Look it up on the online. It's really an amazing story. There's a book about him too called.
Oh yeah, you can see it right here.
There's a book called Bazooka Charlie. All about this guy. Pretty amazing.
You got a plane, strap some bazookas to it.
Yeah.
How did he get them? How did he fire them?
I don't know, some simple
Like a rope
mechanism
or
of
something?
something. Yeah.
And I wonder if the plane went backwards for a second whenever it goes off, because you're only going like 50 miles an hour. And this one still flies. It says, anyway.
Yeah. Now there are some aircraft in here that say they still fly. They don't get to fly too often though, unfortunately. So they might be privately owned or whatnot. The owners don't have the ability to fly them anymore for whatever reason. So
Yeah. Very stinking cool.
back here we got the old British Tiger Moth trainer.
Oh, I didn't even see this back here.
Yeah. Thank you. You
We
fun way
gotta-
to learn how to fly.
Oh yeah, a Ranger engine in that sucker.
Something unique about this airplane is its airspeed indicator is right here.
Oh.
Little spring mounted,
What?
and it points at however fast your speed is.
Calibrated. All right, I dig it.
There you go.
Well, you can't mess that up, can you? Huh. That's,
So this is a German aircraft built in France. It's got the tail of a ME-109.
okay. It kind of does have that ME-109 kind of vibe going on, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's the family four-seater version. Get more folks in it. So, you know, small transport liaison type of aircraft during World War II.
Did I hear? No.
Is she spooling up, or is that just the doors?
Yeah.
I think she's turning.
Yeah. I was told they're taking it to Fort Benning, Georgia, so they can do some parachute drops out of it. They still use it for the same thing now that they did in World War II over D-Day, and that was a D-Day airplane. Wild. I didn't realize we were going to get a full museum tour before we look at the Lear jet. Bonus material. This is awesome. MiG-17, whatever that, America T, what, 33 or something? I don't know. Put in the comments, what is that thing? In here is their restoration shop where they've got a CB in the back. They've got a OV, this is the Marine Sub Hunter, isn't it?
OV-10 Mohawk is what it's called.
They have a MiG-21 in the bushes. We should see if we can do a will it start on that. Yes, that's got Jimmy's World written all over it. I can't tell if there's an engine still in that thing because these are like high bypass things, aren't they? I mean, I didn't see a fan or like a turbine blade or anything. I don't know. The flying coffin.
Look at her.
Oh, that'll buff out. It's got a little bit of corrosion.
Little mothers on there.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, come take a look at this. This is slightly more than surface corrosion. Yeah, that's
Breaks my heart.
that's fine. It's fine.
I no kidding, tried to sit up and grab that one, but I couldn't because there was so much G on the jet. And I realized the lower handle, my left hand was right on it, so I tried to sit up the best I could, pulled the handle, and boom, out I went. Remembered all of it. It's quite the ride, but everything worked. Good piece of gear, good training, and basically walked away to fly another day. That's a T2 Buckeye right there. That's the one.
Oh, that's the one that you punched out of.
Yeah, not that airframe.
Well, yeah, not that exact
That
one.
airframe turned into a.
You want this up?
big fireball when it hit the ground.
That's right. We got a little Bell over there, helicopter, and
It's an XP-82.
A6. So this, yeah, so walk me through what are we looking at here?
XP-82, this is a prototype of the F-82, the twin Mustang, they call them. It looks like they just joined two Mustangs at the wing. It's actually a different aircraft. Not all the parts aren't even compatible between the Mustang and this one.
Oh,
So, but
are there two pilots?
there can be in the XPs with the prototype version. Yes, there was, but in the regular fleet service ones, no, there weren't. It's only a pilot in the left-hand seat. What else about them? Greater range, great speed, obviously a lot of armament, but they were just built in the wrong time. You know, and this is the end of World War II, so they were used, I think, a little bit during Korea. I don't even know how many were built. But you know, they did a little bit of good work then, but it would have been better if they were in World War II. So didn't really have the chance. So that's unfortunate. Some great aircraft come out and they're just you know, not able to use them for their real purpose at the time. There's always technological advance. There's always something better coming down the pipe. So
Now, does this one fly?
this one is flyable. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
wow.
airworthy. I believe it's for sale.
Oh,
Something like $11 million. You want it?
well, I think, let me check my shoe. See if I just happen to tuck that in my sock.
Okay. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Beautiful bird, though, huh?
Yeah.
Once again, a lot of polish on that thing to
Yeah.
keep it pretty.
Wow. Of course, the Huey over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got the Creedence Clearwater helicopter.
A lot of good work during Vietnam, obviously. They've been flying forever. I believe it's this one is still airworthy.
Oh, okay.
So we got quite a few
Yeah,
that are airworthy.
There's a bunch of those.
That's the only ones in here, though. Got the T-2 Buckeye, great training jet. Used that for a lot of years. Most carrier aviators, it's the first aircraft that they will land on the carrier. So it's
So what was
scary
that like landing on the carrier the first time?
once again, training is amazing that we get. Every flight you do in the training command, you come back to the field and you practice, you know, a 3-degree glide slope to landing, crashing onto the runway. So a lot of really good training. And the T2 is a very stable aircraft, low slung turbojets. So when you add power, you have the power immediately, which is really important.
That's nice.
They're low slung, so it gives a little bit of a pitch up. So you had to learn how to, you know, a little bit of force on the stick to keep the nose down while you're doing that. But it's very successful, taking brand new guys out to the boat, showing them how it's done.
How many hours would a pilot have before they'd land on a boat the first time?
I got about 75 hours in a T-34 before I went to T2s, and then you get about the same in that by the time. So, you know, 150 hours.
That is nuts. 150-hour pilot landing on an aircraft carrier.
Training. Yeah.
God,
good job at it. Now this is a TA-4. It's not actually a Blue Angels jet, but it's painted like it. You would go from the T2 Buckeye to the TA-4 back in the day. When I went through training, I went through T2s, but then I went into the T-45, which is still being used today for advanced jet training for the Navy and the Marine Corps. And they use those in Kingsville, Texas, and Meridian, Mississippi. But the TA-4 was actually a combat aircraft as well. And
Oh, so this would be used in active combat.
it was, yes, during Vietnam quite a bit. It's a light attack aircraft, very small. Kelly Johnson, the great engineer, came up with this, and they built it really quick. They came up with the design and produced it rather astoundingly quick, comparative to what they do nowadays. It took decades to get anything built. Very small for a carrier aircraft. It doesn't have folding wings, and because of its size. And I've been told that the wing is actually smaller than the stabilator on an F-14 Tomcat.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because it's not that big.
Not that big at all. Incredible roll rate, one of the fastest roll rates of the jets out here, something like 720 degrees per second. So,
Holy cow.
yeah, I got a ride in one once.
You just
and
go,
it was,
whoa.
yeah, I got a ride in one once, and it was really a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Wow.
Everybody knows the Phantom.
I mean, you just add enough power.
That's right. You can make any ugly plane. You can make a brick fly if you had enough power, right? So, But no, that's a wonderful jet that did a lot of good work as well in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Flew a long time.
We are.
A6 Intruder, carry a lot of bombs.
I didn't realize it was so big.
It is quite
That's
large.
a big old airplane. Just like the girth of it around is huge.
It could carry more weight and bombs than a Hornet could. Of course, the Hornet was a more advanced aircraft to get the bombs on target a little bit better, so you didn't need quite as many bombs. So
That's amazing.
those, what else we got in here?
Some over here with foldy wings.
F8 Crusader, very fast jet. I don't know if you've ever noticed on these when they take off or land on the carrier, the angle of incidence on the wing itself comes up. So
What
you
the-
can't
so
really
this
see it there. That's just the leading edge coming down.
does that
We're talking the whole wing root, everything that goes through the jet. That whole portion comes up at a higher angle.
seriously?
That gives you the angle of attack you
Wild.
need and the slow speed capability to get back on the carrier.
So the whole top part of it will,
Yes.
come up
Yeah.
a little bit.
Check it out on the online. It's really quite a unique feature of it.
That is crazy.
Next to her, we have the A7 Corsair light attack aircraft.
But people and stuff like that, I mean, it's like, well, it's crazy.
Single engine Navy jet,
Oh, there's another
in
one.
Vietnam. And this flew concurrently with the Tomcat as well.
That is
It's
awesome.
an attack aircraft.
That's a big mouth. Looks like a guppy.
Yeah.
What's what we got here? What's this one?
I am not sure what this is. Cougar or Panther or something like that.
F-11 Tiger.
Tiger. Okay. Grumman then. They notice Grumman, all their jets are cats, right?
There you go.
Panther, Cougar, Wildcat back in the day, Hellcat, Tomcat, as we had Grumman products. So
That's the easy way to remember it.
F-11, not a fan of this paint job. Yeah, it doesn't look cool.
I thought it was an Air Force plane at first, but it's a Navy plane.
Correct.
But it has AF in the start. Okay. Grumman, yeah.
I don't know, maybe the Force flew them as well. Maybe the Blue Angels flew Tigers and Panthers, some of the first jets that they used on Panthers, and they went to the A4 or the F4 and then vice versa, one of those, before they started the Hornet. Then they flew the Hornet for another 30 years in the Blue Angels, and they're still flying the Super Hornets now.
Okay.
So the ones that were out at Thunder Fun the other day were Super Hornets. They switched over, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. But the Block 1 Hornet, the Legacy Hornet, as it's called, the one that I flew was with the Blues for about 30 years.
Wow. And then out back, we finally are making our way to the Lear jet that is in the back corner.
Finally.
Eventually, slowly, we're going to make our way.
Let's get over there.
But we got, this is like a Piper Cheyenne or something.
Yeah,
Or a King Air. Yep, there you go.
King Air.
Boy, that Lear looks tiny next to those other jets.
Yeah, those are the Century jets. That's because the F models got up to 100. So you have a 100, F-100 Super Sabre.
I think, like I've always heard that the Lear jet is a fighter jet or with seats, but now I can say that it's a tiny jet compared to the actual jets.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot smaller.
What the heck is that thing?
Smaller. C-123, is that what it is? Cargo plane. You saw Air America, the movie. That's the kind of planes that they flew in there.
There you go.
This one actually flew with Oliver North and that whole Iran-Contra scandal.
Could see that.
This
Got-
actual model did. That airframe.
That one did. Wow.
Yeah.
Go in there and say hi to Clinton.
The old Thud, the old Voodoo.
What is that funny looking thing?
So that's like an F5 or a T-38 or one of those two, but they used the nose.
DARPA?
did. You know what DARPA is? The Defense Agency
Yeah.
research company. They use that for sonic boom testing to try and lower sonic booms like they're doing nowadays, but this they did decades ago. And it actually worked. You get it supersonic and the sonic boom would be much, much less
Huh.
than normal.
Interesting. Yeah, the wing is about 2 inches thick.
Off the 104 here?
Both of them, they're like this thick, they're 4 inches or something.
Yeah.
Crazy, although the Lear is not much thicker.
Yeah, Chuck Yeager did some good work in this thing. A lot of records back in the day, but it's just basically a huge engine with a couple of razor blade wings on it.
According to the Wikipedia, the Lear 23, originally called the Lear Jet 23, 6 to 8 seat, 2 crew, 4 passengers, twin jet, high-speed business jet, introduced in '64. This is a '65 model. And we see astronaut Colonel Buzz Aldrin right here. Let's see, specifications. Here we go. 43 feet long, 35 feet wide, empty weight 6,000 pounds. This is the same as my 421. That's kind of funny. Max takeoff weight is a little more. It has 2 CJ610 General Electrics putting out 2,850 BTUs each. That'll be enough to get it up to 561 miles an hour. Get doggy! Slightly faster than my 421. And it'll do that at 24,000 feet. It cruises at 40,000 feet and it'll stall at 104. That's amazing. Range, you can go 1,830 miles. Rate of climb, 6,900 feet a minute. Well, let's go see. Let's just walk around this real quick and then we'll open this up and check it out. Buzz Aldrin, the Apollo 11 moon landing guy. He was the second one to walk on the moon, right behind Neil Armstrong. So you put your money in here and then it converts all that money to noise in this converter that comes out of here as noise. And I'm told all the engines and everything are still in it and it possibly could be flown out of here. So pull the plug on here. Let's see if the engine's still in it. Oh, there's a bit of rust in there, but it's got a damp rid and there's a lot of sand. That's not a good sign. But the engines are still in it. If we get this thing, do you think it'll start? That's the question. NASA, I mean, she's got some corrosion, like a lot of it actually. What does this engine look like? Here, come on. Looks kind of the same. Man, that's a lot of sand in there. Wow. Still smells like jet. That's good. Static wicks, more fuel tank, experimental, legacy, flight data. Yeah, so, all right, here's the story as I know it with this jet and why it's even coming up for auction. So the company that owned it was trying to use it in a way that it was not approved for, and then the government got involved with some taxes, and then they got sued, and the government won, so the government took it, and the government is now selling it to try to collect on those taxes in that lawsuit. It is experimental, which means for like air shows and things like that, we don't have to have the hush kits on it, so it would fall in the same category as a warbird, a jet fighter type thing. But you'd have to tell the FAA every time you wanted to fly it where you're going. Let's see if we can get inside and look at it. The first thing is just trying to figure out how to get in this thing. There we go. And then go that way. Then he said open this, and then there's a latch. Open. Okay. All right. That works. And he said this must be the lock right here. That goes down. Somehow or another, I don't know how the heck he had this thing open.
While I figure this out, you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give it a like.
That's why. There it goes. Read the instructions. flat manual. Oh, it smells pretty good in here, actually. Yeah, it's sealed up really well. It doesn't smell moldy or mildewy or anything. Dude, this is tiny inside here. Look at, I'm sitting here. I'm not that tall. And my head's rubbed, so you'd have to fly like this. Just flying around. Huh. This is awesome. Could use a little work, but that's fine. That's fine. This is Jimmy's World. This is what we do. Coming up here to the cockpit. Come on in, Silas. Oh man. All right, Buzz. Oh wow, that is tight. Holy moly. No dice. That's a good idea. We should do that with our airplane. Put the oversized dice on there. Spoilers, that. Gear down. On. Is there a battery? I'm not gonna start it, but I am curious if there's even I don't even know where the battery switch on this thing would be. Pre-steer. It's got a Garmin 430 in it, and a PS. No, that's an Apollo, and an Apollo MFD. That's the same stuff that we got there. All right, here we go. Hydraulic. General Master. Do you think anything's going to turn on when I turn this on? No. No, I didn't think so. This is wild. This is cool. Hey, there's a coffee cup. I wonder if this is Buzz's coffee cup. Is he a Dunkin' guy? Our checklist here. Huh. Our smoke cabin. What? Whoa, hold on. What we got? Those might actually be. Do you think those are Buzz's eyeglasses? We probably should get a hold of him. He's still alive, and I guess he still lives around here somewhere. So we should probably go return these to him. Huh. Oh, okay, this is pretty cool. I'm amazed how clean it is in here. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Airspeed. I love, you know it's a good jet when the airspeed is just measured in Mach. It's no longer measured in knots. And this doesn't even come alive until Mach 0.5, which, look, what is that, 350 or so knots? It doesn't even come alive till 150 knots. Is that right? Oh, 80, 100, 120, and 150. Dude, that's... Okay, that's cool. Angle of attack. Yeah. Yes. Look, flight controls are nice and smooth. There. Gotta keep my jet nice. Man, this is cool.
Jimmy, it even has Wi-Fi.
Does it?
It says Wi-Fi on board.
Where's that?
Right here.
Does it? Skynet, man. Kurt, I'm trying to... Do we have any documents in here that might say anything people-wise? Magazines back there? Is there stuff in it? I love how they're just labeled rye. I can't read upside down. Vodka. Something. Oh, it's the airline lounge, and it's got a light. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Open 24/7. Cabin lights. Battery's dead. No deal. Oh, wait, here we go. Here we go. What we got? UPS Aviation Technologies. Oh, that's for the Apollo thing. I mean, just look at this has definitely been flying recently. This is all very clean. compact flash card. I wonder, oh, that's the database for that thing. Racing. Okay. Reach. Important information, how to operate the seatbelts and life jackets. All right, what we got? Fly. There's more to life than good gas mileage. That should be on every airplane. I love it. Got a mic. Hey Buzz, I got you, brother. The Eagle has landed. Oh, here we go, registration. Although it's going to be in the name of that other company. Yeah, contract, whatever. Learjet, so on and so forth. Yeah. Oh yeah, where's the airworthiness certificate? It should be right where the passenger, because when you come on board, you're supposed to see it. It's supposed to be like right there somewhere. Is it down here? Oh, it looks like they went to all 50 states and Alaska and Hawaii. Airworthiness certificate. And you see the sleep. Oh, we got tools too. Uh-oh, that's usually not a good sign when there's already a bag of spare parts and tools. I'm sure that's fine. Airframe. Because I'm trying to see what category experimental it is. Because that would make a big difference on what and how you're able to fly this thing. Oh, it's got a toilet. I don't know why, but I'm fascinated with toilets. There you go. And a fire extinguisher in case you had really spicy food. And a first aid kit. Huh. Yeah, look at. We came, we saw, we explored. Shall we go home and see if we can bid and win? NASA Learjet. Thank you, Buzz. Let's get back in the 421. Let's go enjoy some more of this wonderful weather and go full IFR and shoot some approaches and see if we can't win us a Learjet. My max bid is going to be $12,000. That's it. That's all I'm going to go. Okay. Only 1 minute has passed. This is the longest 5 minutes of my life. I was so nervous at this point. I don't know if this is the best decision ever or the worst decision ever. The auction is about to start for Buzz Aldrin's Lear jet. Pretty nervous if I'm honest with you, because the last time I did this I ended up with the Elvis Presley's private jet, and well, that turned out differently than I thought. This time is going to be different though. I've got a strategy, a no-fail strategy.
Time to go to auction right now on it. Anybody go $100,000?
Anybody go
No.
100,000? Anybody go 100,000? Anybody go $100,000 now? Anybody go 100 to start? Anybody go $50,000 to start? Anybody go 50? 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 Royal Air Museum valued it at $500,000 during litigation.
What?
$25,000.
They're insane at 500
Anybody
grand.
go 25? Anybody go 25? Anybody go 25? Click in, Carlos. Anybody go 25? I have $10,000 bid. Now 15. Now 20. 15,000. We have money. Anybody go $20,000 now? 15. Anybody go $20,000 now? Anybody go $20,000 now? Click the blue button if you want. 20. Anybody go 25? 20. Anybody go 25? Joe, Bullard, and Carlos. Let me know. 20 and 25. 20 and 25.
16.
You are out. 20. Anybody go $25,000 now? 20. Anybody go $25,000 now? Anybody go $25,000 now? $20,000 is bid. Subject to approval. David, you must click in at 25. I'm not going to do ones or twos or threes. Jimenez, obviously, we're past 16. But look at the screen.
That was me.
We're at
Jimenez.
20, asking for 25. We're likely not going to go ones or twos here, folks.
Should I go
This
25?
rate should get to 6 figures, but wherever the bidding
Not
stops,
a chance.
that's where it will end. I have 25. I need 30. Thank you, Carlos.
Gosh.
25. Anybody go $30,000 now? 25. Anybody go $30,000 now? 35. 35. 5. Anybody go 35. 5.
This is already a lot more than I thought it was going to be.
$30,000 now. 30. It's a Lear 23. Only 100 made. This is the Rat Pack plane. Whether it was Sammy or Frank or Dino, they owned this Lear jet. One of the greatest.
Bobby Brown
business
also owned
jets
one of
ever
these.
made.
That's pretty cool.
35, anybody go 40. 35, anybody go 40. 35, anybody go $40,000 now. 35, anybody go $40,000 now. 35, anybody go 40. Folks, these do not come up for auction too often.
40,000.
35, anybody go 40.
That is way more than
By the
I
way, We
thought.
have several people that said they have hush kits available and parts available for this plane. Obviously, they want us to put the high bidder together with them, but there are definitely parts available if needed, including the hush kits, which are not needed in all countries. 35, anybody go $40,000 now. 35, anybody go 40. Joe, David, Jimenez, and Carlos, Bullard, and Christian. I'm sorry I'm not naming them all. I'm naming people that have bid up to this point. I'm asking for $40,000. $35,000 bid. Anybody go 40? 35. Anybody go $40,000 now? We gotta go, folks. 35. Anybody go 40? 35. Anybody go $40,000 now? Anybody go $40,000 now? Anybody go 40? Do not lose it for $5,000. $35,000.
Gosh, that's so much more.
Click in the blue button asking for 40. 35, anybody go 40. Put in the chat if you're asking for something else and let me know. 35, anybody go 40. 35, anybody go $40,000 now. Anybody go $40,000 now. At 35, anybody go $40,000 now. 35, does this help you at all, folks? I got it. Thank you, David. Click in at 36. I was going to go 37.5. I have 36. I need 37, Carlos. $36,000. Carlos, I need 37. 37, now 38. 37, now 38. 37, anybody go $38,000. This is a Lear jet. 37, anybody go $38,000 now. 37, anybody go $38,000 now. 37, anybody go $38,000 now. At $37,000. We're going to sell, folks, once at $37,000. Anybody going to go at 37.8? Click in on the blue button, Jimenez. Click in where it says $38,000. Thank you, James. 38. Now 9. 38. Anybody go 9? Let's go. 39. Anybody go 40?
I am the high bidder at 38,
Anybody go 40? Anybody go 40? Anybody go 40?
and I've just been outbid because I didn't click the right button up there, I guess.
39. Anybody go 40,000?
Oh!
39, anybody go 40. Gotta go. I said 11:15 and it's now 11:14. We're gonna close the bidding. $39,000. Once. 40. Now 42.5.
Gosh,
42.5.
what are you people doing?
42.5. 40, anybody go 42.5?
That is a terrible deal.
Worth $140,000. 150 to 250,000. We got.
It is not close to that.
45. 42.5. Everybody go 45. 42.5. Everybody go 45.
Ah.
$42,500 if you want in. James, click in. Once.
Don't lose it. Not for that kind of money. You can flip it
Twice.
tomorrow.
Third and final call. Anyone at all at $42,500. James and David, you are both out. Christian, you are out. William, you are out. Bullard, you are out. I'm asking 42.5, and the next bid will be 45,000. James, do you want the discount? Going once, going twice. 41,000 is bid. Carlos, 42.
I just did it. I don't know why.
Baratico, Carlito. Anybody go $42,000 now?
I'm the high bidder of $41,000 on this piece of junk.
41, anybody go 2. 41, anybody go 40.
Oh, please, somebody outbid me.
42 at $42,000. Carlos, if you want it, you got to bid one more time at least. James is in at $41,000.
This is such a bad idea.
Don't lose it. It's only $1,000.
Oh, you only $1,000, but a 20% premium, which is like
Carlos, you out.
another $8,000 on top of this. That's $50,000 just in fees.
Going twice at $41,000. Close the bidding at $41,000. B17 is the high bidder. Thank you, James. You are the high bidder.
What the heck did I just do?
As soon as possible. Thank you all very much.
That was such a bad idea.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been
Oh,
approved at $41,000. Thank you all very, very much.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Linda.
That was
Log out and log back in.
Oh my gosh, no. What did I do?
Very much.
Ah. 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 I may never financially recover from this. Holy moly! Please go to SaveThe310.com and buy a few shirts.